Hey everybody, Regan Hagstead here with Mortgage Success Blueprint, and today is the first step in our 6-step system on how to be a better originator from the time somebody calls you until the time period they're in contract. And the first step is the initial phone call, okay? I've heard it called the discovery call, I've heard it called the initial application call, whatever you want to call it. So when somebody basically reaches out and says, I'd like information, I'd like to get a mortgage from you. And I think that's really key. The thing that you can't do is just let it be email or automated in this market, okay? If you're really running a referral-based business, in my opinion, that first call has to be a phone call. And there's some keys with that, okay? One of the big keys with that, in my opinion, is you don't do it just randomly or haphazardly, okay? You have to do it in a way, whether it means you schedule it out, whether it means you have somebody that answers the call and then sets up an appointment. You just have to be present. So if you happen to be sitting there and you got nothing going on and they call, sure, take it. But if you're in the middle of doing something, you pick up the phone and they want to do that initial call, set a time to call them back. You're not going to lose the deal. You want to be 100% present on that initial call, because guess what? You only have one chance to make a first impression. And a lot of times people's first impression of you kind of ultimately determines if they're going to work with you. So you got to be present. The second thing you have to do on that initial call is you need to really be able to talk with your client and find out what they're looking to do. What are their needs, right? If it's just a rate and a payment, that's really not what the initial call's for. And it's okay to explain it to clients like that. Your job as a mortgage planner and a mortgage professional is to give them financial advice. It's not just to give them debt and walk away. It's to really think about and structure what's best for them. And on these initial phone calls, the other couple things that I think are extremely, extremely important is to kind of end it with what's the next step, right? The next step isn't just, okay, great, we talked, let me send you an app. The next step is leading them through what's going to happen down the line, okay? And my kind of script, or something that I use, is when we get done with that and I have all the information, I really look at it and I say, okay, so after we're done, I'm going to send you an email, and it's going to have two parts. The first is the informational side of the application, legal spellings and names, birthdays, that kind of thing. And the second part is going to be the documents I need, okay? And the reason this is important is because when we're working up some scenarios and we're going to go over some programs for you, I want to make sure everything is accurate. I don't think it's too professional to just rate quote or give you ballparks, because that doesn't give you what you need. And so when I do that, I'm going to send it out, you send it back. As soon as you send it to me is when I'm going to start working up 3 or 4 or 5 different scenarios. After that's done, I'm going to send you some scenarios, and I'd like to set up a planning meeting. You have now just walked them through what's going to happen down the line. You've prepped them, and you're giving them a plan that most mortgage people don't. So if they happen to have talked to somebody else who says, let me send you a rate quote, versus somebody who's building a mortgage plan, who are they going to go with? And if you keep in mind that the first call you had, you were totally present with them and in the moment and really paying attention, that's the first key in setting off your process on a on the right foot, okay? And so that's really step one. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you take something. Feel free to like, share, comment down below. And I look forward to seeing you next time.